Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Welcome to the Gamey Daddy channel. Thank you very much for tuning in. So, the conversation is ongoing. The Division Heartland is now revealed. I think this is going to be the stand-in for what we thought was going to be a Division 3 game, or basically a continuation of the franchise. Before I jump in, I want to give a disclaimer. My voice is still recovering from allergies, so I sound like I'm standing inside of a box. So pardon my voice for this particular video. I just need to convey some of these things because I believe that they're very important to this conversation. So a lot of speculation is already out there. Some have said Heartland is going to be Battle Royale. Some have said Heartland is going to be PvP. Some have said that Heartland is going to be one of those free-to-play cash grabs like Fortnite and so on and so forth. And, a lot of these comments are everywhere. If you watch videos on this particular topic, you're going to see the sentiment from all over the place. Well, first of all, I'm just happy that the franchise is continuing. I don't know in what order or in what way that's going to affect a lot of things. I will make speculations in this video, but, that's also one of the things that I do. I try to follow trends that Massive has and Ubisoft studios that have worked on the Division, and I'm able to draw some conclusions from them. Most of the time, those conclusions are kind of correct because it's not like game development moves at lightning speeds. Game development's kind of slow in the way that it does things, more than anything, if you get me. So I've also seen the sentiment of people saying, this is awesome. This is something that Terry Spire is doing, so nothing can go wrong. We're in great hands and yada 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 yada. And to that, I want to say, you might want to temper your expectations because Terry Spire is not somebody that makes games that are just really easy for everybody to deal with. In fact, if anything, if you were to even consider how Terry Spire's approach of the Division 2 was, or his feeling toward the Division 2, you're going to see that it's actually quite similar and close to what Massive's own design philosophy is. If you guys remember, he actually made the comment at E3 of 2018 regarding the Division 2 when people were still first testing and actually seeing what it was about, saying, watching agents play the Division, every single one in cover. He made that comment because the cover-based aspect of the game was something that they wanted to highlight very strongly. They'd been talking about it. A lot of people had said, they didn't understand why the Division 2 or Division 1 did not encourage more use of cover. And so the developers actually brought their game with the Division 2 and made the game gruesome. So regardless of what you think, the philosophy within Massive and the philosophy within Red Storm are quite similar. I know people are fond of Red Storm because of their contributions to the Division 1 in the Dark Zone, but don't get it twisted. This Heartland game more than likely received, kind of a full blessing from Massive because the Division is Massive's baby, and Ubisoft, is also very, very, I would say, keen to seeing Massive basically have a lot of creative freedom. So Massive is one of Ubisoft's favorite children when it comes to, being able to bring an IP that's just put Ubisoft on a map more than anything else. And I get it. You have Rainbow Six, you have all these other IPs, but, you cannot ignore the amount of contribution that Massive has put for this particular franchise. It's not, you can't downplay it at any rate. And so what is this Heartland going to be? Is it going to be Battle Royale? That's the question a lot of people have on their minds. Some people are speculating that it's going to be Fortnite-y, cash grabby. Some people have speculated that it's going to be very heavy on PvP. To that, I say we might need to expand and think further about this. I mentioned this in my video yesterday, and I said it appears that, Ubisoft and Red Storm are planning on taking the Division franchise the route of destiny. They're trying to reach the $1 billion franchise because if you think about where the money is, a Fortnite methodology does not resonate, in my opinion anyways, does not seem to resonate with a lot of Division agents. Why? We're a mixed bag. I'm not saying a lot of Division agents don't like Call of Duty, don't like Fortnite. I'm just saying that we're such a mixed bag that if Heartland is going to be a straight up Battle Royale, then it appears that we're going to probably be seeing a hybrid, of all of this stuff where, Heartland becomes a Battle Royale and then the Division 2 continues continues to be its own thing. There's no way that they're just going to let, the Division community, who are already established with the playstyle and the gameplay sequences that they love, just kind of go, without something that is unique to them or something that resonates with them. And I think Heartland being much more, I would say wide scoped, if they were making it free to play already tells me that it's a wide scoped concept. I believe that that's something that the developers are probably going to go the route of Destiny 2. Now, why do I believe Destiny 2 is the place to go? Well, it makes a lot of sense. If they bring a story and a narrative, something that is all encompassing to follow and carry out the Division world and continue to tell the Division story, then it makes a whole lot of sense that that's going to be attractive for people who enjoy that sequence of the game. Number two, if they're able to add the PvP modes, that's something as well that agents are going to enjoy and agents are going to love. Agents are going to come into it. They're going to look at the PvP mode. They're going to say, hey, let's engage in this. But at the end of the day, there is something that comes down to the free-to-play model. They have to sell something to continue bringing in change. And I don't think that they only want to relegate it to just PvP or to a battle royale, which many Division agents are not going to play. I think what they're going to try to do is farm DLC and continue to do expansions, events, and seasons out of this. This, to me, looks like the more financially sound model. I could be wrong, but I think what Destiny has been able to achieve with their free-to-play model is something that Division has not necessarily just, ignored. I think massive Ubisoft found out that, yeah, if we can do this, it makes a lot of sense. Also, our community is a very versatile and in some sense quite volatile. If they had made the Division 2 the free-to-play game, a lot of people would not have been really happy. If you notice, a lot of concerns from the Division 2 community was, we spent, $60, $120 on this particular game, and we expected all of these things. Now, I believe we got our money's worth out of Division 2, and if they're going to be bringing more content, I still think that's actually much more value than many other $60 games, Outriders. And so if you were to think about it, yes, we spent our money and we got our money's worth. But at the end of the day, what are the developers trying to achieve with this? I think to me is to try to continue that Division narrative and then move into the free-to-play aspect of things. So what we're going to see is the determination of what Heartland's going to be from a narrative perspective. Tom Clancy games, in many cases, you're going to see a narrative around it. I think the only game that kind of didn't get, too much of a narrative focus was Rainbow Six. And I don't even know that Ubisoft envisioned that Rainbow Six was going to be a game that would move on to the PvP, international competitive stage when they were making the game. I am very doubtful that that's what they were thinking. But you never know. It's one of those things that, as a gamer, or as gamers, we have to really consider very strongly what the implications of all this stuff is. Is it just going to be something really shallow? Is it going to be something really cash grabby? You never know. It might be that, and they just continue to allow for the Division 2 to thrive in its own little context. Or they might say, Division agents are all over this place. Let us eventually get them into this ecosystem, and then we can then monetize heavily on all fronts. I believe strongly that the Division Heartland is probably going to carry a lot of, themes from the Division 1 to appeal to a very, very loyal player base. Yes, they said you don't have to have a lot of experience to be able to come into this Division game. But I think, yes, even though you don't need to have enough experience, they're going to still try to appeal to the sentiments at the core of this community. But I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. Talk to me. Do you think this is going to be just a, simple battle royale, or do you think this is going to be the deep themed battle royale that we've seen from Survival in Division 1? Do you think this is going to have elements for both PvP and PvE players, or do you think they're going to just relegate PvE to the Division 2, which makes no sense because Division 2 has its dark zone and PvP side of things? So it's going to be really complicated to kind of see. I'll talk to you guys in another video. Thank you so much for listening and watching.